Welcome to Discover Talent Presents, folks. Let's create today bill book inside the Excel. Okay. Now you don't have to depend on any of the third party tool, or maybe you have to purchase any kind of a bill book outside. You can create your own and have a printout available for you. Now, how we can create that step by step, I'm gonna cover in this specific series. At the end, we will also try if we can create a similar kind of design using a ChatGPT. Okay, so without further ado, let's quickly start. Now to open a Excel, what we have to do, we have to click on this start and then click on this Excel option. Here you just have to simply click blank workbook. The moment you press blank workbook, you will see this kind of a screen over here, right? Here these are the ribbons available which we gonna use it while working on this. So once we have it, what I have to do, I have to suppose add a some title over here. Okay, I will call this as a ABC book stall. Okay, so this is just a normal header for me for the company name, I would say. Rather, you can add your own company name, whatever company name you wish to add in over here, right? It is done. What I'm gonna do over here is I will add a address over here. Okay, so let's say near PO Pada. Okay, colony. Once it is done, I'll go at the bottom, and here suppose I will say Maharashtra. Okay, dash your pin code over here. Okay, so one by one step, okay, I'm going to add it over here, and whatever information you have it in terms of your client, right, you can just add it as per your own convenience, and then simply will add the cell number over here. Again, we are using this as a dummy data. We are not using the actual data over here. This kind of address, even if you find, okay, you will not really get it. Cool. So once we are good with it, now what I'm going to do, I will just add a, this style from here, insert shape, and from this I will insert it this rectangle rounded corners. Let me just drag it like this. Perfect. So I have dragged it like this, and once I have it, and will make it this color like this. Okay, so this is my overall background color, and this is the overall headers over here. For that, we'll adjust this. Okay, and since we are going to use this full entire screen over here, what I'm going to do, I will click on this option. Okay, page break preview. Okay, and here we'll ensure that this page break preview will keep it a bit longer. We can have the appropriate printing added over there, right? So it is in page 1 available. Now I can see the entire matter, whatever text we are adding over here, it will be applicable inside the page 1 only instead of 2 breaking pages, right? So I'll just click on this option. Now here this is the overall structure for me, right? Now what I'm going to do over here is we'll adjust this text. Okay, so to adjust that, what I'm going to do, I will just do a control X from this entire thing, and we'll keep it in D, and let me just adjust this and click on this option, insert row over here. Correct, and let me just adjust this as well, and here I'm going to add the logos there, and once it is done, we'll just drag it this row at the bottom, will increase this size. Okay, and then make it as a bold over here, and once it is done, we'll select this as well, make it center. Okay, and let's do control X from here and paste it at this specific address. Okay, if in case your address is not really appropriately matching, no need to worry, press control X from here and keep it like this. Okay, so your address will look like this. Okay, now since we have added this kind of a shape over here, ensure that you will be adjusting that shape over here and keeping like this. Perfect. Okay, so we have added this. Now go to the shape format over here, click on this option, say no fill, and keep it like this. Perfect. Okay, so let me just select this again and go here and click here this option, this title will look like this. So header would be like this. Perfect. So once it is done, what I'm going to do, will be adding a couple of more headers over here, which is this. So to create that, we'll select this simply, merge and center. Okay. And here we'll select this option, thick outside the border. And here we'll call this as a cache slash memo. Okay. And let me just make it as a bold and increase the font size like this. Okay, so this is how my overall title will look like. Okay, again, if in case the alignment you are not really happy, you can just go for it and then simply change it. So once it is done, you just have to go here, insert, okay, illustration, icon section. Inside the icon section, what you have to do, you have to add the books like this. Okay, and any of the logo, whatever logo you wish to add in. Let's say this is the logo I will be adding here. Okay, so this is how my logo will overall look like. Okay, and once it is done, what I'm going to do, I'll just select this and make it as italic. Okay, if in case it goes with the template, complete your call. If in case you want to keep this in italic, okay, if in case you want these fonts to be changed, okay, and make it as per standard your business requirement, right, you can just make that available for you, right? So once we are good with it, what I'm going to do over here is, we'll simply add a 2, okay, and here, and let's say date. Okay, and at the bottom, I'll go at the bottom, I'll say bill number. Okay, so this is how very simply I have added this to text over here, right? So we'll select this again, and here we'll simply add underline, and here also we'll go underline. Okay, we'll see if it is reflecting. No, it is not. Okay, so no need to worry. If in case this underline is not working, you just have to simply click shift, and from your keyboard press this underline option like this. Okay, and again here also, let's go and make it like underline like this. Perfect. So once it is done, I'm going to add the to section as well like this, and here also we'll make it like this. Okay, since we have turned that option on underline, that's what we are getting the darker border over here. If you observe, we'll select this, I'll click on this option again, and I can see this darker border available over here too, right? So let's select this and keep it like this. Okay, and your border will now look like this. Perfect. So this is how we have so far created this. And if in case you want to create this kind of a view at the bottom as well, you can do that. Let's press Ctrl C and Ctrl V and make it at the bottom. We will keep it like this. Okay, and let me just keep it like this. Again, press Ctrl C, Ctrl V here also. Let's say this is like this, and keep it like this. Perfect. So this is how its overall look for us for the billing document. Okay, so now we are good with it. Now here, what I'm going to do, I will add the couple of headers, very important for me. Okay, and this is how the business works. Okay, so we'll say serial number. Okay, and here, or maybe you can just say serial number like this. Okay, that is also fine, because we can see that space is available at the bottom. And here we'll say, let's select this completely, and merge center over here, and let's say description. Okay, and here QTY. Let's go next and type is this and amount. Perfect. So this is how I have added this entire details over here. And once it is done, what I'm going to do will ensure that we'll make this a properly bold. Okay, and we'll click on this option, press Ctrl minus. Okay, and this is how the overall look for me. And we'll click on this option, all border. So this is how it looks for me. Go at the bottom, and here we'll select this, entirely like this. Click on this all border. Okay. Again, go here at the bottom. Click on this all border. Okay. And here also, let's say all border like this. Since it is a category specific, we'll ensure that at each specific column, we will be creating this kind of a scenario, right? And make it central aligned like this. And this is how it looks. Perfect. Okay, so if in case you want to create a this view in a white specific text, okay, you can do that. Okay, so in my case, suppose if I change this, okay, if I keep it like this, entirely white, okay, and this particular whatever borders we have added over here, we'll just go here and ensure that that border color will look like this. And whatever borders we have applied here will ensure that that colors also will be like this. Okay, so complete your call. Which particular color you feel more, you know, useful for you, okay, as per your business standard. Okay, if in case you feel this one looks fine as a cash memo kind of thing, okay, so I think you can keep it like this. Change the text from here, okay, the font color, and make your graphics as well colorful like this. And this one also, if in case you want keep it like this, you can keep it like this. Bold, okay, make it bold, control B, okay. And this one will keep it very simple, okay, the decent color which can go with our templates, okay. Because technically if in case we are using this as a print, final print, right, and when we are creating as a bill book, that time we have to make sure that the color code we are using a very nice one, okay. So this one is done, and here since we have added this, so we'll ensure that we'll add this as well over here and hit the enter button. So it will give me the glance that exactly what we are referring to, right? So this is how the address looks like, and this is the overall bill book for me. Now, this is how we did, let's say, total, and this one is the blank. So we'll ensure that we'll select this and add this, okay, and make it centrally aligned like this and make it as a bold. Okay, if in case you are using this in Excel, okay, then ensure that whatever calculation you are making over here, okay, so quantity is this into your formulas are like this, and you will be dragging this at the bottom. Okay, okay, so you will see this kind of formula over here, and at the end you will press alt key is equal to entire selection and make it at the bottom. Okay, so this is my overall calculation for the bill book. Suppose this is the selection, okay, so I'll just merge and center for this because these are two columns separately. We just have to ensure that we are selecting that properly and applying this at the end everywhere. Okay, so let me just select this as well. Perfect. So everywhere it is correct now, and we'll ensure that we've added this borders as well. Let me just select this, remove those borders because those are not really required for me. Okay, only the outside borders are required, so that's what we have selected. Let's say this, and since it is just a outside border, let's say this. Perfect. So let's say this is the one product description. I will call this as a material for printing. Okay, so quantity is one and rate was suppose 8.99, right? So we'll select this and we will get a appropriate amount there, right? And this is the total. But the moment you realize over here, it is not a centrally aligned. Align this and rate, okay? And this overall calculation, you will be converting this into a currency, which is this. Here also, if you see, these are not really showing in the currencies. So ensure that you will be selecting this, changing this, okay? And you will be selecting this option. Make it bold, okay? And here also, we have to apply that formatting. is this. I've applied this and let me just drag it at the bottom too. Okay. So whatever changes are there here, it will automatically get calculated and we can see those entries over here. Okay. Again, if I type this, I will say glue. Okay. For printing, I have added this kind of a text over here, and then quantity suppose 34, and here we'll say make sure that 5 over here, and then I get a appropriate calculation over here. And the moment I press this, I see this kind of hashes available, right? So ensure that you will be selecting this so you can arrange that appropriately. Perfect. So let's select this because these two are not really centrally aligned, so we'll keep it centrally aligned like this and make it available for you. Perfect. So once it is done, let me just scroll it down at the bottom. Here we'll add the rupees in words. Okay. So let's say this, select it properly. Okay. Add all borders over here. And here we'll select this again and keep it like this. Okay. You can either use for terms of payment. Okay. Or maybe any kind of payment you do, right, with your businesses, right? After 30 days you are not going to return so on so things. Okay, you can simply add that. Otherwise, in my case, okay, here as an example, as I stated earlier, we're gonna say rupees in words. Okay, so this is how I have did over here, and rs in words. You will call this as a rupees because we have the multiple space available over here. It is not that we are limiting ourselves. We'll keep it like this, and this is how we have kept it. Perfect. And here, what I'm going to do, I will just say sign. Okay. So let's say this book stall ABC. So this is the basically we will be adding a signature or maybe the stamp. We have it, right? Paid or not paid kind of thing, right? So we can just say those kind of thing over here as a signature, and we can see that available over here. Perfect. If in case you want to make it available, okay, whatever amount you put over here and that specific amount you have to show over here in a rupees, you have to add that formula over here. Okay, let me know in the comment section if you want to know that formula. I'm happy to provide you that as well. Okay, for now the tutorial is only for making a understanding how we can create a invoices, maybe the bill book. Okay, inside the excel we are simply creating that. So once we have it like this, we'll make it available like this. And let's go here, and now here also we'll ensure that we'll keep it like this, shift and underscore. Perfect. And this is how the overall structure will look like. And here what I'm going to do, I will just simply select this and ensure that underline is added. Great. So far we have created this ABC bookstall cash memo available inside the Excel. Okay. If in case you want to change the theme, okay, you can change the theme as well as per your own preference. Like suppose I will be selecting this here to go with the flow, right? Whatever stall, whatever bookstall cash memo we are creating over here, right? So since we have created this, if in case you want to change this, let's go here in the page layout option, and here also you can see the different cache memos you can create it. Okay, basis the your own preferences. So you just have to go here inside the page layout and the colors section. You can see as per your own preference, you can just simply pick that up, and your cache memo is available for you. Okay, now how to export that into a PDF, because we are not going to keep this with us. Okay, we need to share it with the client or maybe the customer, right? So how we can do that using a PDF invoices, we can do that. Excel sometimes we avoid it because the chances to make a changes or maybe the errors inside in it, right? The invoices, when we do it, so let's say invoice number like this 001. Okay, I'll do a control P over here and will ensure that what type of preview I can see it over here. The moment you realize this preview, okay, which means even if you take a printout of this copy, you will only see this. Okay, you will not see entire image over here. Okay, the issue is not with your design. Okay, issue is with your scaling what you have added inside the Excel. Okay, so to mitigate this gap, what you can do, you either click on this option, okay, or do it page break preview, or maybe if in case this option is not visible for you, okay, it's very tiny inside the Excel, no need to worry. At the top view, click on this option, click on this page break preview. Perfect. You see these selections. This is until this, okay, until page 1. The moment you keep it at the bottom, okay, like this, you will see now your entire page will look like this. Okay, let's adjust it like this. Perfect. So I have this invoice number 1 available. Now every time I can't see this grayed out page because it looks so weird. Okay, so always keep this designing like this and go to a normal section, and you can now see this normal page, the white color, okay, and the appropriate design. Okay, again here also, if in case you want to change any kind of designing for your invoicing, you can just simply change that, right? If in case any theme specific to you want to change the font color or this thing, you can change that. Again, the sizes may vary. Okay, the moment I press this, you see the entire font structure is changed. Okay, it is not just for our design, even at the top, right, this has been changed, which is ideally not a good practice to do that. Okay, however, if in case you are aware that this font family sizes and the font size is proper to use it, you can use this theme. Otherwise, I would be recommending, okay, go with this. Okay, there are ample amount of options over here inside the color section itself. Simply choose a best color, whatever you need that, and then you can just send it across to the client. Perfect. So once we have it, let's press Control P. Okay. And now you can see your preview is available over here. But again, it is very small. Okay. To make that big, okay, what we have to do, let's say custom scaling and then fit sheet on one page. Click on this option. Okay. You can see the beautifully is been organized over here, right? The moment I press this print and I can generate the invoice, let's say invoice generate and PDF. Let's say what exactly the preview, we can see it over here. Okay, so we have just now created that, and the moment we did that, we can see the auto open this PDF over here, right? Again, the minute changes like this. Okay, the underline like this, you can change that as per your own preference. Okay, for now, as it is just a tutorial purpose, we are keeping this as it is. Okay, we are not changing anything. And you can also keep this entire content blank. Okay, because while you are printing this entire thing, right, the bill book will need a blank. If in case you have the blank bill book, a ball pen and use inside your businesses, right? I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, now coming back to the GPT, I have promised you, right? Let's check if we can generate that using a chat GPT. Okay, let's see if we can generate that. I have pasted as a chatgpt.com, and here let's say new, and simply I will type I need a bill book invoice sample, okay, for my business. Can you generate in Excel? Okay, I have simply typed this basic English what I need over here, and I'll hit a enter button. I'll wait for it. What exactly the result I will get it using a chat GPT. Okay, let's see what exactly we are getting the result over here. Okay, because manual process we have showed you over here. Since the future is demand like AI, right? So we have to be a more proactive enough to use AI also in our daily routine life. Let's see what exactly the result we get it over here. Okay, and let's say click here, invoice template, double click over here, and boom, you see the magic, right? So whatever steps we have followed over here, okay, let me just move this way to book to keep it like this. Perfect. So this is manually we have created, okay, one by one, adding a design elements over here, and this is using a chat GPT. We have used it. Now which one you liked it most? Comment in the chat section on YouTube. I want to see which one you will be using in your businesses. Okay, invoice template or invoice 001. I hope you enjoyed this series. Don't forget to turn on the notification icons. You will not miss any of the upcoming video series. This is Vinod signing off for the day. See you in the next video.